Everyone, and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4 Old World Blues. Basically, this is a Fallout mod for the world of Hoi4. It's about a third of America. It includes Mexico, and it also includes bits of what we're going to be focusing on today, Oklahoma. So let's get right into it. Let's just hit the Texas region. Hello everyone, welcome back, and basically we're just gonna get straight into it. There's a lot of stuff in this menu over here which pops up, which it explains to you, but honestly, we probably don't need all that, right? Right. Anywho, we're gonna go after our first focus. Born to Feel. The life we were given, not the life we chose. We're going to form our first army under Force Commander Nguyen, and we are going to mobilize our troops against the chapel. You see, the chapel are basically a bunch of people attached to horrific experimental machines in which it basically has kept them alive all this time. They sing for some reason. Honestly, it's quite confusing. But anywho, we're going to be driven into combat with them as we are attempting to reform Oklahoma. And because we only have 2 factories, I'm going to build... what do I want to build? I'm just going to build a fort here. Don't really have too much to do with those factories anyway. Got decisions I could do. There used to be a sort of gun trade thing. I believe that's in one of the different versions of this mod, but I personally don't prefer it. It's kind of broke. Anywho, production, yep. We got pretty much everything we need to do, so let's get straight into it. Aw, frick, I forgot my tech. Heck. No. Yep, there it is. Born to Feel. Harrison, come downstairs. You're late for school. Memories a bit. Let me do my Harrison voice because Harrison is our leader and he's a ghoul. Harrison, come downstairs. You will be late for school. Memory's a bitch. Christopher Harrison, General of the Oklahoma National Guard, knows this. Yet he can't afford to forget. Now, Harry, you know you don't have to apply to the VTU. You will never get us into a vault if you don't. Don't you want your parents to be well off? For a ghoul, you have to fight to hold on to your memories. A mind stretched thin as it gets older. The nuance of the past fading as you walk further away from the you that was. I love you, Harry. Come with me to Europe. We will be safe there. A ghoul cannot afford to forget. When you forget who you are, where you came from, and your drive in life, you risk losing everything. A ghoul without a past is a ghoul without a future. A ghoul without a heart, in essence, is a monster. I can't forget, even if it hurts. So basically, we continue on to our next focus then. Yep. Start getting some of that tool research in.
I could build stuff with boats, but I really don't think that would help me at all in my current goal. So we're just going to keep on going on. Sometimes Harrison has to remind himself that this existence isn't a curse, that he was given an unlife for a purpose, rather than this being fate's way of punishing him for a crime unjust. The last patrol to many of the ghouls of Oklahoma is that purpose. Harrison knows how hard it is to hold on to just himself. What of others who lived hard lives that were worth forgetting? Lives where eternal existence is actually true punishment? They had no hope of holding on to themselves, of not falling into the mind of a beast and forgetting what it's like to be human. Harrison's patrol is how he would keep these ghouls from forgetting themselves, to give them a life they can be proud of.
I'm proud of my company as they are of me. We continue on. "200 years later, and the last patrol still upholds their mission. An eternal patrol, more for the benefit of the ghouls serving in it than the good they do in the wasteland. The ghouls of the last patrol are concerned above all with the survival of their own tenants, personality, and history. The last patrol has grown and shrunk as time has gone on. Intermittent fights break out between the Brotherhood raiders, settlers, and tribals alike. The newest of the rivals to the last patrol, the possessed army of the chapel. Across the Cameroon River, an army of addled tribals gather in preparation for a crossing, to attack where the last patrol is currently camped. Something is keeping these tribes enslaved. A cage of the mind. It's been some time since the patrol has had a threat this great. Still, sometimes it's life's hardest struggles that give a person definition. We will beat these monsters or die trying. Together as one." Our biggest threat is actually to our southeast in the Great Plains Federation. Collectively, they are able to outproduce us in units and in ground forces. They also hold the majority of once was Oklahoma, including the capital of Oklahoma City. We have to retake this land if we are to ever reform our once great state, and form it into what might look like a decent nation to the world. We shall succeed in this mission or die trying. Or an army with a state. Not a state with an army. Well, it seems that Lanius and the Desert Rangers have gone to war. This isn't a peaceful world, as it seems. Some traders down from Memphis. I don't trust them that much, though. But at least they aren't against us in that case. Don't even give me notifications for these. I don't want to do them. Okay, well, we've just looted our equipment stashes, and now we're gonna start a recruitment drive. In the meantime, we're gonna use our newfound equipment to get ourselves some divisions of local militia. More to fill out our ranks than anything. Because we ourselves can't really fill them up too terribly much with National Guard at the moment. And we definitely need to be prepared for the oncoming war against the chapel. I don't know when they're gonna come, but they're gonna come to attack us at some point. And we have to be ready. Ready with troops. But for now, we wait. Well, our recruitment drive has just gone through. And we now have to produce more resources to fit our needs of producing guns. Trade downriver with the Texans, and well, the time has come to stop the music. Time for us to fight back against those who seek to destroy us. Now we await across the river, waiting for the time in which the war shall come. We are 10 days away from our war against the mind-controlled army of the chapel. We shall beat back the chained choir and retake the panhandle of Oklahoma. This I swear to you, my brothers and sisters. We must prepare for war. As expected, they drive us first. We must use our planes to aid in our efforts. We shall push from the north and from the south. And once they stop their push across the river, we shall use that to our advantage and take the chapel itself. They shall not stop us. We shall endure. For we are Oklahoma, and we will endure. Well, my name's not General Harrison. There's a lot of wars going on right now. Like, I'm not even kidding. This is a bit insane. Anywho, our push against the chapel seems to almost have broken through, and where do they just keep throwing more troops in? No, actually, oh wait, they just keep throwing the same troops back into the combat, hoping to break us. But we will not be broken. We've broken through. The chapel will soon be ours. We have taken the chapel and we're holding their forces in place. We're moving on Fort Supply while distracting their troops on all fronts. This is a crushing victory for us, and just one step closer to retaking Oklahoma. Our first step in retaking our home is complete. We will not be pushed around by some tribals. We will fight for our rights. If they wish to attack us, they may try, but they will fail. Oh, I thought that was actually them attempting to attack me. Huh. and he'll bring back the planes. No further operations are needed as of the moment. Return to base. Historically, we've just said it ain't me. Just kind of blame everyone else for everything. Okay. That's a bit comical, all things considered. I'm gonna move my troops onto other borders, but we will surely crush them should they try to fight against us. I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4. Assign them here. And 1, 2, 3. Assign them here. Well, now it's time to free the possessed soldiers and retake the Panhandle completely. And oust all resistance in the region. The Lone Star, who have a similar goal to us, are now being invaded by the Hand Warband. Should they survive this brutal civil war, they may yet reform the state of Texas, but it is not looking good for them, all things considered. They will try their best, but they may not succeed in their goal to retake what was once theirs. The Warden and the Hangdogs are fighting a brutal war in the Northwest. For the state of Colorado is at stake. I wasn't clicking on them, I was clicking on the Warden. Show me his focuses. Oh wow, actually, never mind, it is. Huh. Perhaps Colorado will succeed as well. Oh god, it's not looking like Texas is having a chance though. Oh, hurry. That is a brutal, brutal war. Let's see here, how prepared are these peoples against us? Not very. Once the possessed are freed and all, once they've been freed, we shall start production of more National Guard units to fight against the coalition of the Great Plains Federation. Damn, come on, Lone Star, you can do it. But they're encircled everywhere, pretty much. They've lost their capital, but if they take Lone Star and they take... Oh yeah, if they just take Lone Star and no, they've got to take that too. Oh, the 80s are fighting somebody too. They're fighting the Ruby Valley Refuge. Huh. Bit merciless of an action, but I digress. Raiders, after all. The Lone Star within one tile of pretty much all of the victory points they need, but they won't be able to do it. Or at least I don't think they will. But that is not of Harrison's concern or at all. Texas may not stand. Colorado may not stand. All that matters is that Oklahoma is reformed. But for that goal, we must wait. Traders from Memphis that arrived earlier have taken an interest in our victory against the chapel. So much so that they have given us an offer they are willing to pay us if we were to give them the leadership of the chained choir as slaves. Turns out that the high leadership of Memphis is interested in their capability as oracles. However, the first Croyster herself has given us another offer. If we were to spare the choir and leave them be within the cathedral, that the choir would be willing to work with us rather than against us. We should be merciful even to monsters, because many say we ourselves are monsters. But now, with star-spangled eyes, we should look to the future and begin bringing back, or fighting to bring back our lands. We shall strike against those who have taken everything from us. Not out of anger, not out of spite, but out of sympathy. But now we must wait for when the time is right for us to truly strike and take back what is rightfully ours. For now we wait and prepare for that coming day. Until the time comes for us to have our greatest symphony. With star-spangled eyes, we prepare to ourselves truly take back our home and reform Oklahoma. Well, my brothers and sisters of the last patrol, today is our day to make history. Well, I mean, I think that day passed a few days ago. Well, off to war for our home. We shall hold strong against these enemies. These foes shall be crushed. We've nearly crossed the Cimarron River. We've successfully held up our defense in several other key points. The jewel is within reach of our forces. We have just successfully encircled our enemies. 3 whole divisions of men are trapped now by our forces, not being swiftly crushed. Their front line in the Panhandle area has been practically shattered. Once these 2 troops... Oh, God. They're moving on to Oklahoma as well. Oklahoma City is currently under heavy fire by our forces. The encircled pocket has been destroyed and 800 men have been killed. The encircled pocket has been destroyed. Oklahoma City has been secured. There are several holes in their lines which we are exploiting to the greatest degree. We must cross the river quickly before they can reinforce so that we can ensure a swift victory in that region. They're pooling up all of their forces to stop us and our offensive. If we can ensure another encirclement here, we can shatter their forces and break the camel's back. Oh wait, I forgot to actually get my close air support in both regions. Split you all. There we go. That's some green we want to see. Come on, they're nearly shattered. We've nearly broken through them completely across the river. But even our attacking forces there are actually quite beleaguered. With help, though. They can shatter their unending charge. They've launched a desperate offensive. It will do them no good. Over 1,000 of their men have been slain in the war thus far. They're pushing at us with savage ferocity. But we shall hold the line. For that is what we must do. If we are to win. Oh. So they've left this front weak. Tulsa shall be taken. God damn. They've just literally just walked back and forth between these regions. We'll reform Oklahoma at any cost. I
believe that we are capable of succeeding in our mission. We have to be. For we are the only hope of this ever succeeding for this state. We were not able to cross the river there. We've almost broken through to Tulsa. If we can do that, we can make an easy push down to First Peoples Junction. Then take Tahlequah with a spare unit. And shatter the head of the Alliance. That would heavily reduce the forces of our enemies and allow us to push forth. The Western Panhandle front holds strong, but for how long, I wonder. You've got a lot more manpower available for this war than I do. But I'm gonna keep holding to the last second. We've taken Tulsa, a major point in their operations. We've also brought a lot of their troops back to attempt to defend their homeland. We're pushing, but for how long? fronts are nearly unified. We're closing in. Come on. Just get to First Peoples. Come on. We're so close. No! I need to take First Peoples Junction. No, we're gonna be encircled. God, I've doomed these troops. We only had a few hour time period. Oh my God, we're pushing through. We've taken First Peoples. Now just Tulsa remains. Come on. Just hold out long enough. Tahlequah, you only have to hold for at most around 4 days. Come on. Just hold out for this day. They have fallen. Quick. They've lost the majority of their forces. That daring assault was worth it. Push forth to Shawnee. To Shawnee!
coalition is almost dead. The Choctaw are all that remain. It's almost over. The war is almost won. We ourselves stand at the cusp of victory. The coalition has lost over 3,000 troops. We've done it. We've taken back Oklahoma. But there's two things left to do. The first of which we have successfully reformed Oklahoma. The state has returned, but there is still much yet to do. Oklahoma stands strong, but if we are truly to honor our state's legacy, we need to hold our first election. To do this will take concerted effort on our part to beat back our local rivals and ensure that we stand strong. But first, we must ensure all of our territories are within ourselves safe and core. We shall integrate all the peoples of the territories we ourselves have conquered. Soon all of Oklahoma shall be united. I myself hope to be elected in the first election. But if that doesn't happen, well, I haven't thought that far yet. Let's think positively, eh? We are now no longer an army with a state. We are now a state with an army. My friends, we shall endure. Well, I might as well take off a few of those for some manpower.
They want me to produce planes? Fine, I'll produce planes. Our Air Force has been shot down one plane. Not the biggest of losses, but definitely one which hurts close to home. Now we shall wait for our war with the Scrappers. And after that, we shall go after the Lodge and the Warband. The first of the 3 tribes which we shall integrate into ourselves shall be the Chickasaw Muskogee, to reclaim the capital and integrate it into our fine new state. This beautiful state shall stand strong against adversity. And hopefully, we can prove it to our forefathers and those who once lived in this fine place that we are worthy of its legacy. Now let's get down to work, shall we? Look at the world. It is incredibly divided amongst tons and tons of countries, an aspiring republic, an evil bull, and his eastern allies, the chaotic AI of Mexico, and the Crusaders up in the north near Canada, and the many Washington Mojave which perished, and all other types of brotherhoods, which there are a few. We shall endure now. Well, we have successfully integrated the Oklahoma region back into our nation, our state. We are a state again. For a time, we shall move all of our forces to prepare against the oncoming raider attack of the Painted Ones. They shall know from now on to never even consider the prospect of attacking us. Well, we have many a factory. We shall militarize our initial districts. Here comes the oncoming raid. They are being slaughtered by our troops. In good fashion. They apparently also have attempted to raid the Maxon chapter with some of their troops. However that may go, I do not know. The raid has been repelled. Well, our defenses have successfully repelled the attack. Wait, when did you show up? When the heck did you actually show up? What the frick? No matter. I don't think I actually gave that man his own force yet. I was kind of building up forces to do that, but apparently he just took his own force. He was like, you know what? I'm helping out. Well, it doesn't really change much in the overall scheme of things, but yeah. I am tired. Tired after all these years. But my goal is within sight, and so I cannot rest. I must continue on. I must push forward that last mile to ensure that I can finally seize that moment of victory. We shall not intervene in their squabbling. We shall allow them the freedom that they are deserved, that we have not really supported all this time. And I apologize for that. I shall give back to my state the freedom of speech. There. It has been done. Sure, the dissent between my territories will grow because of that, but they deserve the ability to speak out against me. For I, in my haste, did truly and offensively harm many of these people's families, and slaughtered many troops to get here. I am the first to admit I am not the most just of leaders, and I should be held accountable for my actions. So if the ability of free speech makes them speak against me, well, I won't argue. I will only attempt to appeal to them and show them that all I did was to attempt to help.
Ah, fuck. Forgot about it. I forgot about a border. Forgot about a border. Forgot about a border. Anywho, on that note, we gotta begin our pushes against our enemies. You've broken the camel's back, and may soon completely destroy our foes. Come on, we gotta liberate our troops. Now, quick. Continue the assault on that capital. Oh wow, all of our reinforcements literally just arrived. I honestly expect it to be way longer before our reinforcements actually arrive, so this is a pleasant surprise. And with that, the war should be over. Let us see what the fate of these people shall be. Yeah, this is Oklahoman clay. The rest I don't actually think is ours, so just going to puppet that. We've retaken Chickasha. Now we shall shore up our forces to hold against those that wish to wrong us.
We must ensure all the threats have nearby our new state have been dealt with. We may indeed have forcibly made the leaders of the Scrappers Compact rule under our supervision. That I admit, and that is not what I should be doing, but it's what I have to do to ensure that they do not fight and attempt to kill our beautiful nation. I do not do this out of a great evil in my heart or a desire to harm others. I do this out of a desire to ensure the safety of Oklahoma and to reclaim all that which was once ours. We shall improve the livelihoods of our people, ensure that we are a forward thought nation into the future. We shall beat back the last lodge and ensure that our southwest is protected. And after that, we shall beat back the Hoi4 war band to ensure that there is no more threats from the west that choose to wrong us. And we shall ourselves, with all these peoples, hold our first election and succeed completely in our goal of reforming Oklahoma once and for all. I not wish to know of these things. Only inform me if there's something important that is needed to my attention. I'm a military man, not a politician. Can't really help you all with that, sadly. I could try, but it wouldn't be very skillful of me to do so. We should rebuild the industrial sector of Oklahoma. And ensure its long-standing legacy as a jewel of Central America. I really don't want to go for avios because I don't want to have to build primitive radios to support my troops. But I'll probably end up doing that by the end of this. The Carthaginians. Was that what just happened? The Carthaginians versus? I don't think that's what just happened. Who said that to the world? Oh no, that was the Rio Grande Association. Rio Grande killing the Texan Arms Association. He seems like a nice man, but I see straight through him. He just wants power. I bet that's all he's here for. More and more power. Ensure that he is safely kept in his position on the top. Our growing Air Force is an inspiration to many. Anywho. How many more divisions do we need? We shall produce 15 more divisions to help bolster our military because of the excess amount of people willing to enlist. Well, now it is time to reintegrate Chickasha. Did I not do that yet? Oh, it has to have more than 95% compliance. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. That might not even be done by the end of this. Well, giving them freedom of speech. I don't got regret about that. Pacification is a bit aggressive, but if it's what's required, so be it. Chickasaw shall be reintegrated into Oklahoma. Meantime, I guess I can get some more advisors. An infrastructure expert would ensure that we can industrialize our homeland much faster. We shall be industrialized by the end of this. Well, it's time for us to take Wichita Falls. Well, it's time to go to war, I guess. Now is about time to crush these people so that we can ensure our safety. Land doctrine, conventional warfare. We are not tribals, but we are not too technologically inclined. We are somewhere in the middle. That is something I am willing to accept.
These people shall keep all of their lands after this war, but they shall be supervised by the new American state. For a collection of reasons, many of which they themselves may not understand. Linnaeus is going on a rampage, it seems. He is a threat to the new state of Oklahoma. But honestly, my goal is to reform the state. Maybe a military advisor, but I am not only tasked with that. If I was only tasked with beating my foes brutally with a stick, I would have done it years ago, at the cost of every single man in my home country. That is the cost of war. It can make a country rich, but it will give it misery. Well, I believe it is time for us to end this symphony. We honestly won't have too terribly much of a push in the south. Too few troops on the field. The fastest I could get them from is probably Fort Supply. I don't know. It's actually quite difficult to attempt to get enough troops out to cover all borders at all times when I'm going this fast against my enemies. Honestly, speed is probably my greatest strength at the moment. Okay, let's see. You all, 16 of ya, will be there. And we'll have both of these collections of planes attempt to cover as much of the front line as possible to ensure that we can break through them quickly, shatter their back, so to speak. Our troops are completely equivalent on the last large border. Honestly, we may just push through over here and call in the last lodge towards the end of the war to ensure that we can take them by surprise. Industrial sector is coming along nicely. Well, the Cipher War comes. It is almost time, my friends, to crush
them and have our first election. Come on, just let me call in my allies. Why? Where's the war button? There it is. Full-on frontal offensive. The goal being to crush them where they stand. They may not be fully trained, but this should be enough to muster a defense against the potential raider attack. We're close to taking their capital. Troops are getting pushed back heavily. They may even get overrun. Painted rock are a thorn in my side. Constant raids. Just infuriating, simply. Come on. We just gotta shatter our way to the front, and it'll all be done.
Oh yeah, that means more for me.
Why does it just switch the leader? Every time I do this. That's weird. That's super weird. But anyhow, just put them up against this front line if they can reach it in time. But this war is almost over anyway. Once it's over. We've nearly shattered them completely. Push hard. Plain views within view. We've nearly shattered them. There was a delicate way to do this war, most definitely. But then there's also this way. Show of brute force, but one which ultimately ensures that we control the last point in which needed to end this war. The war is ended, and with that we can begin our last action. To start our state's first election. Hold the majority of our forces over there to ensure no funny business from them. Put a few troops on the assassins. And that should be good enough. Now we wait for our final and utterly done action.
In my last 5 days as leader of this grand state, if I don't get elected, I'd like to say thank you all for aiding me in my quest to attempt to reform this great state. And may it last long into the future with the groundwork I established. Let us see. It has been a good many years since Harrison was able to call this land home. There were always enemies over the hill you had to fight, always another battle to wage. Now that was over, Harrison and the ghouls of the last patrol, feeling that their eternal vigil was over, used this chance to create something new. To set up a true and proud election, move away from the dictatorship of this wasteland and back to something that the people could be proud of. This first general election, after it was planned and organized, would go rather smoothly. Voters from the formerly conquered states and tribes moved into ballot boxes, often being escorted out of their homes at gunpoint if they weren't patriotic enough to assist in the building of the new nation. Harrison expected this to go amazing for him, for the people to accept his leadership with open arms. It seems instead that the opposite happened. Rival candidates have overtaken early results with overwhelming odds. By this point, Harrison doesn't have much he can do but either try to steal the election through the ballot box manipulation or through backing another candidate. I'd go for a coup. I could support the Lodge. I could support Nguyen to help build a more moderate government. Or it could make the First People's Junction our capital and ensure a more casino-based state. Congratulations, Nguyen. I retire now, and I hope that those who come after me, through election after election, make this state a grand place. And now I guess I'm gonna retire. Be seeing you. Smooth skins.